So many of you have been asking me about iPad lettering. Why do you do hand lettering? And why do you do it on your iPad? Now, before I jump into the reasons why I think iPad lettering is absolutely amazing, I just wanted to say that I very much love hand lettering in general, no matter how it is done. I think it's a very beautiful art form and I really wish I had started it a lot sooner than I did. I actually practice hand lettering with pens and paper too, but as you will see, there are so many good reasons why using the iPad makes a lot of sense. Let me walk you through my top 8 reasons right now. Reason number 8, you're not wasting any pens or paper. And this is a really big one for me. Ever since growing up, I hated wasting pens and paper. I had a whole collection of pens and pencils in all shape, form and color, but I didn't use them all that much because I wanted to save them. Of course, I know that not all of you are like that, but for me it was a huge reason. Wasting paper is the same thing. When I was at school, I used to write in really small letters so that I could fit more on a page and didn't waste too much space. It's crazy, right? But now with the iPad, I don't have to worry about all of this anymore. Just create a new digital canvas and try again. And because I'm not worried about waste anymore, I practice so much more. And of course, all the practice has improved my skills massively. Reason number 7 is that you can be creative from anywhere. My favorite place for iPad lettering is actually the couch. Instead of being in my office or art room, I can sit on the couch next to my husband and just work away. I do all my lettering from the couch. I almost never sit on a table, but not just in your house. It's also really easy to take the iPad anywhere you go and sneak in a little practice. On your daily commute, while your kids play sport, while traveling, on top of a mountain. There's really no limits as to where you take your iPad to practice your lettering. And because you'll be able to practice a lot more often, your skills are going to improve so much faster. Reason number 6 is that you can create your own cards and stationery, and it's already in digital form. When you create lettering pieces with pen and paper and then want to make more than one piece, you either have to write it multiple times, or you have to scan it and then vectorize it, or at least tidy it up to be able to print it nicely. But with the iPad, it is already in digital form, and in 98% of all cases, you won't actually need to vectorize your lettering piece. Reason number 5, you can have your own little side hustle. Once you start making cards and stationery for your friends and family, why not make them for other people too? I know a lot of people who think that it's expensive to get an iPad and Apple Pencil, but once you start selling your lettering art on Etsy or Creative Market, the iPad actually pays itself back in no time. I remember when I got my first iPad Pro and Apple Pencil at the end of 2015, so many people, well, pretty much everyone I knew, were teasing me about it. Not only because it was so big, but also because I spent so much money on an iPad. You can imagine how much fun I had telling the same people 6 months later that I just got all the money back that I spent on my iPad, and not just that, it was actually more. Also, the iPad is a one-time investment. You don't have to keep buying art supplies for your business if you sell digital art, so you will end up with a higher return on investment and a lot less expenses. Reason number 4, you don't need any extra space in your house. I live in a tiny apartment in the city centre of Auckland in New Zealand, and I really don't have any spare space for a large amount of art supplies or even an art room. So other than avoiding wasting pen and paper, this is probably the number 1 reason for me to use the iPad for hand lettering. Reason number 3 is being part of a community. So this is a reason that is not necessarily specific to the iPad, but probably more of a reason for lettering in general. The lettering community is just the best. Especially since joining Instagram, I never realized how many nice people there are in this world. It's truly amazing. I've made so many friends and it has absolutely changed my life. I can go pretty much anywhere in the world now and I have a friend there who's from the lettering community. It's just absolutely amazing. And And then reason number 2 is that I find hand lettering a really good segue into creating different art as well. I started hand lettering not just because I really love the look of hand lettered art, but also because I'm really not good at drawing anything else. So because I already know how to write from handwriting, I already knew how to draw letters. That wasn't too hard for me. But then once I got a little bit more confidence drawing letters, I now start to branch out into creating other art as well. Being an artist is something that I've always dreamed about growing up my whole life, and now with hand lettering I find it so much easier to draw other things as well. And also because I've already got the habit of practicing my hand lettering, I know that it's just practice, so I can practice my art now, I can practice my doodles, painting, anything that's creative just comes so much easier to me now. And then the number 1 reason is that it's so nice to have a creative outlet, and hand lettering on the iPad is really what got me into this. I'm a software developer and I write code all day, which is also creative, and I absolutely love it, but it's not something I can do at night. It keeps me up thinking about it. I have all these coding problems floating around my head, and then I find it really hard to go to sleep. But being creative with my iPad, drawing and lettering, it really makes all the difference. I don't spend all night trying to solve problems in my head. I can just put it on the canvas, play with the colors, and it really relaxes me and lets me sleep really well at night. So there you have it. These are my top 8 reasons for why I absolutely love iPad lettering. Stay tuned for my next video where I will show you exactly how to start your iPad lettering journey. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.